You're watching Friday Night Football Fever with Pete Byrne and Carl Deffenbaugh. Presented by TCU. The hits start now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our first playoff edition of Friday Night Football Fever. We've been at this for 9 weeks now, but tonight's always so much fun.
Oh, this is where it really begins, right? That journey to state, hopefully.
That's right. We're going to start the action tonight in Class 4A, where Sectional 18 has to be, Carl, one of the toughest in the entire state when you look at it.
Yeah, this is what you have in that sectional. The Northern Lakes champ, the NSC champ, and 4 NIC teams as well. That is stacked.
Very good competition. Of course, they all square off tonight, beginning with undefeated Plymouth, the Northern Lakes Conference champions, who came to South Bend to take on Washington. Both squads fired up, and the Washington defense came to play early. Opening series, Jalen Lee into the backfield, drops the quarterback for a loss. It wasn't until Plymouth's third drive that they finally get going, but once they did, look out. Jack Byrne, the quarterback, decides to keep it himself, and he's off to the races. That's a 77-yard touchdown to open the scoring. Plymouth went for 2 and converted, so they're up 8-0. So now Washington needs to answer. And on the ensuing possession, Torek Rice with a nice run until a football pops out at the end, and the Rockies' reaction here tells you all you need to know. Matt Fryer comes out of the pile with the ball. Rockies take over, and on the very next play, Barron pitches to Cam Evelyn, and watch Evelyn go 25 yards this time, ending in the end zone. Plymouth would go on to win tonight 46-24. The Rockies still undefeated.
Having such an impressive year. They will get the winner of this one. St. Joe hosting Hobart. The Indians lost in the sectional final the last 2 years. Bricky's up 7-6 after a St. Joe interception. They take a shot. That is Monte White, 46-yard pickup, and that would lead to a short touchdown for the Brickies and a 14-6 lead. St. Joe would have an answer, though. Check out this run. Quarterback Oliver Page weaving through the defense, shakes a number of tackles as well, and ends up getting to the pylon, barely 26 yards to the end zone, makes it a 1-point game. We saw some history tonight. Hobart kicker Matt Plezak, a 51-yard field goal, the longest ever at Father Bly Field.
Brian Kelly, take a look at that.
Yeah, check that guy out. Would rally for the 27-24 win, goes to St. Joe. They get undefeated Plymouth next week.
And that game will be in Plymouth. How about the Northern State Conference champs? We mentioned them, New Prairie opening tonight at South Bend Clay. Colonials going all black on their home field. Game scoreless in the second quarter when Drake Deardoff caps off a long drive with that short touchdown. It's 7-0 New Prairie. On the very next drive, Kyle Forge decides to keep it himself. Look at that hole. Good decision. He's going to get caught from behind, but not before he picks up about 55 yards. And the Cougars would punch it in again shortly later. It's Deardorff, his second touchdown of the night. New Prairie goes on to win this one 50-0, and they face the winner of Riley and Kankakee Valley. It was Kankakee Valley big over South Bend Riley, so New Prairie will be at home next Friday night. Elsewhere in Class 4A now, Northridge having a very good season this year, hosting Fort Wayne Dwenger, a traditional power.
Yeah, and it's the same draw actually as last year when a strong Raiders team was knocked off by a Saints team that ended up in the state championship. Hard to argue with that. Different deal this year, though. Northridge 7-2, while Dwenger had dropped 5 in a row. And the Raiders were up 7-0 at halftime, controlling play in the second when Travis Schleybaugh picks up 15 hard yards. And then later in the drive, the fans looking for the win. Cam Riddenauer, finds the end zone, actually trucks a dude first, and then dives for the line. Northridge would shut out Dwenger 21-0. Little payback this year.
Good for them.
They will play East Noble next week.
All right, on the other half of the bracket, same sectional, Northwood visiting Angola. First quarter, the Panthers grab the early lead. Dominic Miranda straight ahead, stays on his feet. It's 7-0 Panthers. Now check this out. It was still 7-0 with 6.5 seconds to go in the half. They're 61 yards away, so they figure, what the heck, we're going to have Trey Belinsky throw up a Hail Mary. And Bailey Gessinger hauls it in. Nobody tackles him. A 61-yard touchdown as time expires. They take that into the half, and Northwood cruises 48-6.
Amazing. Well, Leo was playing at Wawasee tonight. The Lions actually beat the Warriors 35-7 last year in sectional. This is the first quarter. Gage Reinhardt to Clayton Cook for a touchdown as the Warriors jump out to a 7-0 lead. Fast forward to the second. It's 7-3 when Cray Klopfenstein, he's Cray,
yeah,
keeps for a 4-yard touchdown. Leo would win 20-16. They will get Northwood next week.
That does it for Class 4A. In the state of Indiana tonight.
Yep.
Just 2 games in Class 5A. One of them right here in town as South Bend Adams hosts Michiana.
And these teams actually played 3 weeks ago, so a rematch. The Cavemen blanked the Eagles 37-0 in that one. Bart Curtis's boys looking to do the same tonight. They're ranked 6th in Class 5A, sectional champs the last 2 years. Already up 7-0 in the first here when Tanner Bradley spins into the end zone, make it 14-0 Cavemen. The Eagles were trying to get on the board. It's 4th down, though, and they're going for it just outside the end zone. Stuffed by the Mishawaka defense. They shine today. The Cavemen roll 45-15. They will get Munster in these sectional semis.
And moving on to 6A now. Warsaw hosting Fort Wayne Carroll. This was a rematch of last year's sectional championship. Tonight's game, all Carroll. Opening drive, Aiden Smith moving the pocket. Now he's moving the chains as he finds Hayden Newland across midfield and out of bounds. A few plays later, it's going to be Smith. He just takes care of himself the final few drives. Carroll early and often tonight, they win 40-3. Elsewhere in Class 6A tonight, the Penn Kingsmen, number 2 in the state, no trouble on the road against Portage 43-7. They will take on Chesterton next Friday night. Chesterton winner over Valpo. That game will be played at Chesterton, so Penn will open up with 2 games on the road. Should they win, they'd be guaranteed a home game in the section championship. That takes care of Class 6, 5, and 4.
All right.
We still got 3, 2, 1 to go. Marion is going to host backwards. No less.
Even.
Marion and Glenn played last year in a sectional thriller. They played again tonight. We'll show you how that ends up and so much more when Friday Night Football Fever returns.